Hi, good morning. I am back today doing a bonus video because 60% of new leaders fail in their first 24 months. And if you are taking the same approach as the woman I'm about to tell you about, you could be one of them. Now, I am Kelly Hearn, and you are on Transitional Leadership, the channel that helps individuals and businesses implement leadership and career skill development to help foster an even greater impact. Now, like I said, today is a bonus video. I release new videos every Tuesday that follow along with the blog from that same day. So every week you can get a new video from me. However, this week, the video really focused on what organizations need to do to prepare their leaders to fall into the successful minority, the 40% of supervisors who are successful even after their first 2 years of leading people. And it was brought to my attention that perhaps I'm leaving out the impact that the individual can make. And I never want a new supervisor or an experienced supervisor or manager to feel like there's nothing they can do, to feel like if their organization doesn't provide them with the perfect environment, that they are helpless, that they are the victims in that situation. So I had to come on here and create a new video for you so that if you are that person, if you are the new supervisor, the new manager, the existing manager or supervisor who's just feeling overwhelmed by all of the work and the expectations, and you feel like you are set up to fail, that it isn't just you and there is something you can do about it. So, like I said, I want to tell you about a specific leader that I had been working with. Her name is Paige. And Paige was very recently promoted. I had started kind of talking to her as she was sort of thinking about moving into a leadership position. And in her mind, her organization set her up for success in the best way they knew how. They had her leading a team of one person, a team of one person who was doing the work that she had previously been doing. They saw a lot of potential in her and they wanted her team to grow and expand, but they thought that the best way to get her foot in the door would be to lead this one person and teach him specifically how to do the work that she had always done so well. Now, you might be listening to this thinking, man, I wish I just had one direct report. If I had just one direct report, all of my problems would be solved. And I just want to caution you on that thought process because honestly, it's just not true. It sounds like the organization is helping, but what they're really doing in that situation is putting a person into a job that they are not equipped for. They trained Paige on technical skills. They never trained her how to lead, influence, or teach other people. So when they promoted her and gave her the responsibility of leading, influencing, and teaching this specific person, they completely missed the mark. And it doesn't matter how many people you have. Honestly, I would argue that having less people actually makes it harder because then all of your focus, all of your eggs are in that one basket. And that's exactly what happened for Paige, honestly. She was reviewing every single piece of work that this gentleman had put together. And then she was redoing much of it and acknowledging that he just maybe doesn't have what it takes. He doesn't know what he's doing. I'll just have to keep doing all of this work. And so she'd redo everything and then hand it in, right? She'd pass it up to her boss. She would send it up to the executives in the organization, but always with that double duty. He did the work, she redid the work, and then she gave it to whoever the recipient needed to be. She was exhausted because she was micromanaging him so much. And she knew it, right? Because she did have that potential. She could see that what she was doing wasn't the right way to lead. But what she told me was, he can't fail. If he fails, I fail. What immense pressure, right? What immense pressure to be under as a new supervisor. She had been in the role for a matter of maybe weeks, maybe months, probably 6, 8 weeks at that point. And her feeling was, he cannot fail. I cannot allow him to fail because if he fails, I fail. It's almost like if you're in a really deep pool, a deep pool, maybe one of the long ones where they do laps, right? Like an Olympic style swimming pool, maybe. Now, if everyone had to do laps with floaties on, and you're in the pool and you've got your floaty on, but you realize that it was never fully inflated, when you are looking at it from the same mentality that Paige was, you sit in the pool and you try to blow up your floaty. Because what you need, what you think you need at least, is a fully inflated floaty that you can start doing laps with because everybody else is just passing you on either side, doing their laps in their floaties. And so she's sitting there in the pool, just trying to bring that floaty back to life and make it the useful floaty that she thinks it needs to be. Now, the problem is that's not the full picture, right? We'll come back to that in a second. But for now, I want to just talk briefly about the points that she did need in order to be successful. What she needed was curriculum. Organizations that provide leadership curriculum give their new leaders the best possible ground to learn. And that's obvious, right? We wouldn't put a person in a technical role without teaching them the technical skills. You would never have an engineer come in and try to do engineer work without actually being educated in it, without actually going through a training program. You don't have salespeople just being thrown into customer interactions. You train them how to do it first. But for whatever reason, in this organization and in many organizations, we assume that leadership should just be something you're born with, and we fail to teach them. So she needed that curriculum from her organization. She needed community. Now, I didn't get too far into this, but because Paige was promoted so quickly and at such a young age, her community that she should have had, her peers on her team didn't respect her and didn't really want to be part of anything to do with helping her out, answering her questions. They didn't even do anything social as far as like at the water cooler type talk because they just didn't have that same relationship with her. And she didn't have any clarity. Your organization should be providing you with the clarity you need to know what the most important goal is. So, to go back to our swimming example, is it really to have a fully inflated floaty or is it to get back and forth on the pool? Now, if they had given her that clarity, she may have been able to really get herself a better picture of what she needed to do and then create that curriculum and that community for herself. And that's where I want to focus today is on creating that clarity. Because since she didn't have any of the three, she really just hung so tightly on what she did have, and that was her technical knowledge. That is why she ended up micromanaging this gentleman, was because that was where she felt like she was strong. But if she felt like she was strong, maybe in swimming, if she felt like she could swim without that floaty, without his fully developed skills, what would you do then? Would you keep blowing in the floaty? Would you keep trying to enhance that skill right in that specific moment? No. She would swim to the side of the pool and either fix the floaty she had or find one that was going to be better equipped to get her across the pool. Because she knows that her strength is in her ability to get where she needs to be. Her mind would be focused on the picture that she needed to see. I need to get out of this pool, fix my floaty, get back in so I can start doing laps with everybody else. And that's where she would have made the biggest impact, right? So when you have a leadership curriculum, when you have a strong community that you can learn with and from, and then the clarity on what the primary goal is, you can take such better action. You can take the right action. And if you can't take the right action, if you're still not fully sure in every situation what the right action is, you can at least take an impactful action, something that will take you one step closer to where you need to be. Stop wasting your breath doing the work that's going to have you passing out and drowning in that pool, anyways. When you are repeatedly just redoing the work for somebody else or rechecking with your fine tooth comb and your red pen, you're going to sink to the bottom of that pool. You're going to fall into that 60% of leaders who do not succeed past their 2 years. There's two things you could do right now. If you are a leader in this position, if you are feeling like, man, Paige is me, I am currently just trying to keep my floaty afloat, floaty afloat. You can talk to your organization about what curriculum they have for leaders. You can send them this video, and I would be happy to talk to them about what curriculum they could have for their leaders. If it's something that you, like Paige, just want to get the clarity on yourself, you want to just learn how to move forward because you can see the big picture and you have the mindset that you need to be able to lead, then I want to encourage you to check out the Ripple Effect Workshop. We spend time in the Ripple Effect Workshop doing group coaching so that you can build the community that you need. And we spend time busting the myths that are holding you back, that are keeping you blowing air in that floaty when you could be doing so much more. I have the link to that below in the show notes, as well as the link to the blog if you need to share the requirements of getting leaders equipped and up to date so that they are able to lead well, and share that with your organization. All right, I hope that this was helpful. And if it was, please do share, like, and comment so that I know what you need as a new leader and can help provide that for you through this channel. I hope you have a wonderful day.